Ancient metallurgy, how Africans smelted iron, 2,000 years before Europe. Imagine this. You're a teenager in a small African village. The air smells of charcoal. Sparks dance in the dim evening light. You watch as a blacksmith pounds glowing metal into shape, a sound you've heard your whole life. Now imagine that this isn't modern metalwork. Imagine that your ancestors were doing this over 3,000 years ago, at a time when parts of Europe were still sharpening tools made of bronze. Yes, you heard that right. Long before Europe mastered iron, African engineers had already built giant furnaces, reached temperatures hotter than volcano lava, and produced iron tools that transformed civilization. Today, we're uncovering how Africans smelted iron 2,000 years before Europe, and why this history was hidden for so long. Let's start with the evidence. Archaeologists studying sites like Nok in Nigeria, Termit in Niger, Meroe in Sudan, and Tanzania's ancient furnace fields uncovered something shocking. Furnaces and iron tools dating back to as early as 1500 BC. That's nearly 1,000 years before Europe began large-scale iron production. Some furnaces in places like Tanzania reached temperatures of 1,800 degrees Celsius, hotter than many modern blast furnaces. So how did ancient Africans produce such high temperatures? The secret was innovation. 1. Vertical shaft furnaces. While Europe used small, low-temperature bloomeries, African metallurgists engineered tall, chimney-like furnaces that increased airflow and heat retention. 2. Natural draft technology. Some furnaces didn't even need bellows. They were built on hillsides using wind to supercharge the fire, an engineering feat way ahead of its time. 3. Precision charcoal production. African charcoal makers mastered the ability to create carbon-rich fuel, allowing furnaces to reach extreme temperatures. 4. Advanced metallurgical skill. Once the iron bloom formed, blacksmiths hammered it repeatedly to remove impurities, shaping it into tools, weapons, farming equipment, ceremonial objects. These iron products powered kingdoms like Nok, Kush, and later the Great West African empires. Iron changed everything. Farming iron hoes doubled crop yields, supporting larger populations. Warfare, iron spears and swords made armies deadly and kingdoms powerful. Trade iron was so valuable that it became a form of currency. It fueled trade networks that stretched from the Sahara to the Indian Ocean. Civilization where there was iron, there were cities, Nok, Meroe, Axum, centers of innovation that influenced the ancient world. Ancient Africa wasn't just participating in metallurgy, it was leading the world. So why isn't this widely known? For centuries, European scholars pushed the myth that Africa had no science, no engineering, and no complex civilizations. Acknowledging African technological leadership didn't fit the colonial narrative. But archaeology is rewriting the story. And the truth is clear, Africa was one of the birthplaces of ironworking, a global center of innovation. The next time someone talks about ancient technology, remember, long before Europe forged iron on a massive scale, African engineers were already transforming fire, stone, and metal into tools that built empires. This is more than history. It's a reminder of Africa's timeless genius. If you found this amazing, hit the like button, subscribe for more African history, and share this with someone who needs to see it.